America on this map at 6 Invitational. So Elevate have a huge chance here to push to map number 3. But if they fumble, Cyclops will run away with it and face Damwon Kia in the upper bracket for a spot at the 6 major.
This is absolutely critical for Elevate to come back on this map, on their home turf. I'm excited to see what they can bring to this map and whether they can show as much dominance as Cyclops were able to on the previous map. The same Monty ban coming out for Elevate, so they anticipate you're playing against Allerton, you have to ban out Monty. What else can you ban?
Yeah, I gotta tell you what Cyclops won't be bringing here, and that is the Monty. Oh, this is a nice one. This Twitch ban from Cyclops. We saw a lot of Twitch in map number 1 from both teams.
Twitch has been played quite a lot. I suppose it's one way of dealing with the utility that the defense might have, but what that does mean is that Thatcher and Flores have both slipped through the ban phase, so getting open some of those walls like the triple wall, like the vault wall, walls that are typically quite difficult to get open will be made a little easier for the attack half. So Cyclops actually have done quite well here in this veto, with Melusi being taken out and then Valkyrie to follow, so taking away some of the audio intel and visual intel as well for the defense. So Cyclops having free reign in the mid round, opening up walls, they can get into the bomb site, not having to worry too much about those Melusi Banshees.
It is a bit scary though, defending site when you don't have the Banshees to prevent those rushes, and both of these teams are teams that would take advantage of the lack of entry denial. So I wonder, will we see Capcan or lots of barbed wire picks? We only have 2 barb here. We do have the Legion, so that's something in terms of the entry denial. Very much different effect though to the Banshees from Melusi. Elevate starting on the defense. This was where they really struggled at the start of map 1 on Clubhouse. Cyclops' attacks were phenomenal. And I really wonder whether they're going to be able to maintain that same dominance here onto map 2, because like you were saying earlier, this is a very different map to Clubhouse.
This is a very different map to Clubhouse. And on top of that, in the previous map though, going back to it a little bit, Cyclops are quite good at capitalizing on the mid rounds. And it's not something that you see, particularly in Australia, when we watch our teams play. A lot of that is focused into the late rounds, but Elevate having to be forced to bring out things like Legion, like an extra barbed wire to look for those audio cues just in case. You never know with Cyclops, you know. So interesting, I'll be interested to see whether that works out in their favor. But now Cyclops looking to attack Aviator, and Games actually bringing out the Ying here along with the Nook. So maybe looking for some kind of, I'm not sure what this is. This is such a strange entry from Gatorada coming in through the basement as well, being droned in, live droned in by Anaton as well. So a different approach again from Cyclops, which is what we expect for them, really. This is it. This is peak Cyclops gaming athlete.
It is. This is also the classic red rush. I love this. Nook pushing up red at the start of the round. This is just absolutely iconic, and it nets Gatorada a kill. You love that. What does he do afterwards? He's like, all right, I'm going to take that and I'm going to go home.
So it's quite funny because we were literally just talking about how the lack of audio cues of the barbed wire and the Banshees might come to their demise, right? Also, the lack of Valkyrie means there's no visual intel. I suppose it is a Nook, so it doesn't make much change. But if there was like barbed wire on the red says, or even a Legion mine to stop that, they wouldn't have been able to capitalize on that kind of pick. So it's exactly the way that Cyclops play. And Elevate, even though they looked for it with their picks, they weren't able to find that. So Cyclops able to get away with this early round and now able to start the roam clear into Master and into Bathroom.
Gatorada is looking for a second one. Mr. Punch has found 1 kill. What a wall bang! And the camera deceived as well. Gatorada plays the Nook perfectly. A 4v3 though, because Elevate did find a kill of their own.
Anaton now starting to get his boots in the building as well with the diffuser of all things. So this is interesting. I wonder what kind of execute they're going to go for with the Ying as well. So Suzu now having to get in the building, probably going to rotate over to 90 with the support of Gatorada on the entry as well. So things are looking up right now for Cyclops. They're taking the relevant steps they need to start choking out these anchor positions.
Here comes the util dump. 90 though, a heavy point of control. If Cyclops can get it, will lock down a lot of these Elevate players. DCH is going to try his best to play Study though, which is a power position, denying that default plant spot. Really wary that Cyclops will send someone over to his side. He's been droned out, his gate's been burnt, and he actually falls back to top main stairs.
30 seconds left now for Cyclops So they're going to have to mount and execute soon, but Elevate still holding on to those power positions. Also still with one more smoke canister on the board for Sapo, so they'll have to clear him out if they want to get...
Very nice.
Oh my gosh, that was a really excellent kill, but they're going to have to clear him out if they want to get the bomb down. Now starting the entry, execute's coming out for Cyclops.
Oh, but DCH pushes through the smoke and finds a double kill for his troubles. Gatorada traded Sappers there to clean up with a double kill. What a round. That turned on its head at the final moment. Elevate, thanks to DCH and Sapper, come away with the first round.
Cyclops realizing that they had to clear out Study to clear out the player in there and making sure that their entry was safe through Aviator Games, eventually coming to their demise as they are flanked through DCH, making a play through the smoke, not something that we often see here in Rainbow Six as well. So that was quite an exciting ending there for Elevate, making use of the time left, not giving away any free picks, even though they were down numbers. So well played from Elevate to reel it back in and then make use of the timings onto Cyclops.
And you know what? DCH has just told Cyclops, hey, if you throw a smoke, you better watch it. Because I'm going to be running through those. You can't just throw a smoke and think, oh, that is a solid wall that they're not going to walk through, that they're not going to push aggressively on, that they're not going to spray through blindly hoping for a kill. No, Elevate are players that will try to punish you. They will test you. And if you are not being thorough, if you are not watching your smokes, if you're not droning your rat corners, Elevate are there to punish you.
So I think something really strong about that last round was, like you said with that last play, timings. Timings is very important, right? You want to push in the moment where you know the attackers will have their back turned to you, right? That's why we didn't see Elevate. They look for the aggressive play. Even though they're down numbers, they know, okay, let's wait it out. They've only got 30 seconds anyway, so they have to amount to something. We'll try and catch them off guard then. Even with Sapper with the 2 smokes as well, was able to make a play through his own smoke and find the 2K at the end there. So finding the timing, knowing when to dial it back on the defense is a strength that we found in Elevate, particularly in the last stage. They're just so good in the late round. Now Cyclops having to change their approach a little bit. They're actually bringing the Ossa this time. Interested to see where that's going to be played. Maybe they'll go for an execute with it, and Black Ray starting the cutoff here on Astro Repel while his teammates sweep across the map.
You might be able to ban out the Montaigne, but you can't ban out every shield operator.
This is true.
And Anderton, as soon as they're up, he's like, mate, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna have that shield up. And this is even better because Anderton's also a nutty fragger, and now he's got a fantastic PDW with 51 bullets in the mag.
Cyclops now looking for a sweep across the map, but Onigiri lurking. They seem to have an idea of where he is, so Gator now holding his cross as well. Onigiri, I think he's stuck here, actually.
He knows.
He knows, and Gator has nades as well. This could be very bad for Onigiri.
Does Onigiri land that shot? Oh, it got a bit tight, but Onigiri goes down. The first one to fall 2 rounds in a row. He has well and truly been shut down. Cyclops have done a phenomenal job. And once again, an early opening pick for CAG. Are we really surprised at this point?
I don't think we're surprised anymore. They're just so good at finding the early pick, and they're so careful about it as well. That's the difference between these two teams. They don't force their entry player to get that entry kill. They say, okay, we know where someone is. Everyone dial it back a little bit, and we'll work together to make sure that we clear this player with complete caution and safety. And so now they're finding a player involved, and there we go. Anderton with the shields. Oh, no. Oh no, Gatorada! Oh wow.
It's beautiful, isn't
perfect.
it? Watching Cyclops play around shields, it's like a well-oiled machine. They know exactly how to do it. And for a team that's been together, all 5 players, for over 2 years without a roster change, that's what you come to expect. Perfect coordination. 45 seconds left, and Elevate really feeling that pressure on the site.
Cyclops now having to amount to some kind of execute. 40 seconds left. The diffuser is within the ball connector, so looks like they're going to go for a statue execute. And here's where the Ossa comes out for the execute as well. He's able to put the shield down and turn around and get the bomb down, and there's nothing that Elevate can do about this.
How long until Anderson starts putting this diffuser on the ground? There is a bulletproof camera watching his position, pinging him out. So Elevate, don't stress just yet. They see that plant coming down. Gator to cover now. Mark so low HP, and he goes down. DCH and Sapper to try and retake. They've done it before, but they're not going to do it this time around. A flawless result for CAG, and it is beautiful watching the way that this team attacks.
There's just so much finesse to the way that they attack. You know, it's not something that you see every day. If you're a roamer, and you're hiding in Vault, and then you see a
You're
little
gone.
Ossa shield come around the corner, and you go, oh gosh, what's going on? What do I do? You know? Like, it's not something that you see every day. And I think having to approach a brand new problem for Elevate, they don't see this in South. They probably don't. I guess they don't see this in the South scrims either. So having to problem solve on the fly like that, even in those small micro battles, is what's catching them out. On Nigiri, they're also not able to find a small little rat play in the corner, hoping for a miss drone. Cyclops are careful. It's the nature of their attack. They're careful about every single step of the way.
That's exactly what you need to be against Elevate, because Elevate, like we said time and time again, like they are that team that will test you, that will try to punish you for not droning that extra corner, for not clearing that extra roamer, for not watching that flank for 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds! They're up that staircase and flanking you. And Cyclops, that's why their attacks have been so good. They are so thorough and yet so quick. A lot of teams, and it's funny, it's what ED was saying in the interview at the start of the pre-playoffs interview today. He said, OS teams are really slow. And the reason why OS teams are slow is because they are typically much more thorough and less aggressive than a lot of these other Asian teams. And Cyclops are simultaneously being incredibly thorough and incredibly quick at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. In Australia here, we often see a big emphasis on the late round. That's where a lot of the kills come in, a lot of the utility starts getting off the wall, but Cyclops have a very different approach to the game, and I think it's starting to throw off the players of Elevate as well, because there are players early in the building a lot earlier, drones in the building much earlier as well, and they're getting caught out in positions that they could maybe get away with in the South League. So here we're seeing a repeat of the previous entry as well, Anaton followed by Gardarada, able to start clearing out Baron games as well. So yeah, a repeat again, but a C4.
What? That was beautifully pre-placed. Mr. Punch is traded, but whew, that was so nice. What a great read, isn't that, from Elevate? We know that Mr. Punch is roaming. He knows as soon as he sees someone peek that wall, he's got a pre-placed C4 underneath. 2 kills for 1, that's a fantastic shot for Elevate, especially considering it's the Osa you've taken down.
That's also your late game plan out the window as well, because beforehand they used the Osa to be able to get the plant down. They couldn't deny it because he was planting behind the shield, right? So now CAG, they're going to have to change their approach to the bomb site. They're going to have to look for picks before they go for any execute. This is very tough for them now.
So how will they adapt mid-round? Cyclops have been very familiar with having the advantage, and to be honest, I think it's been barely a couple of rounds in this series so far where CAG have found themselves on the attack with a man disadvantage. 3 players left. A lot of ingredients still to work with, a lot of utility. We've got...
But no hard breach.
Yeah, that's a great point. But I mean, has that ever been a problem for CAG? They didn't bring hard breach at all in the first place. It's not like they've lost their only hard breacher. A decent number of nades. I wonder if that maybe could use them for something?
I feel like this is really tough into the way that CAG normally play this, because typically we see the hard breach not necessarily to make an entry point, but to start cutting off the anchors and choking out the positions. But now the walls are staying closed, right? So that triple wall to cut off your split player is staying closed, right? Your statue is going to be much harder to entry into because they can play in there for free with that wall closed as well. So Cyclops have to find another in somehow, and it looks like they're starting to look for grenades from below to try and find the entry pick, maybe come up through Astro stairs. It's very hard for them to make an entry into the bomb site. 30 seconds left to go. Yeah,
it really is not much time left, and Black Race going for a blind nade. But he had a drone on site. Maybe he could have had a more accurate grenade. He's going for the final grenade now and does all but just a tiny bit of damage. 20 seconds. DCH has info on the player coming up the stairs. Is he going to watch it? He's not watching it. He gets Suzu. Ayagator now swinging in. He goes down to Onigiri as well. Just Black Ray coming up the stairs. Mark takes him down. And Elevate take the lead here on Villa. That's 2 defenses, 1 in 3 rounds.
A very key opening pick there for Mr. Punch. A 2K opening pick, actually. That was the key utility there for the attacking half as well. Without the Ossa shields, and I guess without Gatorado following behind him for to cover the plan as well, that's your plan out the window. And Cyclops, they didn't have any redundancy in utility to be able to, I suppose, reattempt that plan or even attempt another one, right? The nades from below they didn't find to be fruitful. So Elevate able to sit tight, just wait for them to funnel through some choke points and able to find the round. So well played from Elevate to dial it down, not give away free picks, but yeah, just so unfortunate for Cyclops being C4'd from below.
And perhaps we'll see a bit more of that now with Sapper on the pulse this round and an additional C4 for Mark. So lots of information, potential for C4s. We're just going back on that last round. CAG, had a flawless attack onto Stat Trophy. Beautiful work with the Ossa in both the Roam Clear and the Execute. Immediately following that, Elevate, kill their Ossa really early, plus one extra player. And Cyclops just fell apart completely. Like you said, they had no second plan. They had no redundancy, no contingency. And it makes you wonder, is this the cracks we're starting to see form with Cyclops? They are perfect until they can't execute their plan that they need to. Until they have to adapt and change their strategy on the fly, because that seems to be their weakness.
Well, I think in that instance, even if they had to adapt and change on the fly, they really didn't have many options. They just didn't have enough utility for it. So I think well played from Elevate to find those opening picks. But one piece of credit I do want to give to Elevate is that they're a lot more dialed back in this map in comparison to when they played Clubhouse. When they played Clubhouse, they were giving away a lot of free picks on the crosses, on the cutoffs from the roam, falling back, that type of thing. But here, Elevate, they're playing together, they're falling off a little bit earlier and not giving Cyclops an in as quickly as they were able to in the previous map when they attacked it. So I think it's just a good adaptation from Elevate. They look a lot more comfortable maneuvering through Villa as well. So I think this is definitely their home turf, and Cyclops will struggle to find an in on these defenses.
It was Cyclops who chose to start on the attacking side here on Villa. Let's see if they can win on to Dining. Great use of the Thatcher and the Ace to breach this single pantry wall, and that cuts off such a huge line of sight deep into the B bomb site and where Mark resides as well, near the stovetops. That's exactly what we saw from Cyclops in map 1, wasn't it?
I was going to comment that as well. The game philosophy here for Cyclops doesn't seem to have changed between map 1 and 2. The philosophy is still, let's get a wall open on the site, try and cut the site in half, and then we'll roam clear with other pieces of utility. Here we have the fuse on here. It's starting to actually fuse out power positions. That goes right down into a power position behind the couches to deny the laundry entry. So yeah, I think the philosophy is still the same here for Cyclops. Let's not get in the building, but try and figure out unique ways to choke out power positions and to make the anchors feel a little more uncomfortable. So it doesn't seem to have worked for them quite yet. Black Ray only just starting to enter into the building as well, so a much slower round here from Cyclops. It's starting to look like Elevate have a bit more of a grip here.
Cyclops, though, do manage to get pretty good roam clear on. Black Ray, though, needs to be really careful of the stairs. He does take down Sapper. What a sharp shot. Good game sense to watch that position. Doesn't lose his life and gets an early pick for Cyclops once again.
Cyclops now looking to make an execute into Laundry, the diffuser and the hard breach going down, but DCH is there to contest. 29 seconds left to go. They have to mount some execute here.
What are they going to do? Anderson's got to land this headshot, and he gets DCH immediately on for the plan. And Elevate just fall to pieces. Could this be another flawless round? Mark does go down, and again, the flawless round comes through. Cyclops, when they are on, they are so very on. And these flawless attack rounds, that's 2 on the map so far, evening up the scoreline.
That was well played there from Cyclops. I like the approach that they took. Even though it was a little slower, they still had players anticipating the roamers to fall back down into the ground floor and back into the site. So we saw 2 or 3 Cyclops players start to poise themselves around the mudroom hop-in, or somewhere around Memorial, or somewhere around Living Library, because that's the secondary power position for your roamers, right? So able to find some cutoff picks there, eventually also finding a very good double entry into the site to get the bomb down. So the philosophy is still working for Cyclops in the end there. Even though it was a little bit slower, they are still able to find the cutoff pick and eventually use that to get an in into the site. So Elevate, I feel like that was well paced from them, although losing the composure. I think the one I want to highlight is actually Sapper losing his life out there on the pulse. If we kept that pulse for a little bit longer, you'd be able to call the push. You'd be able to look for 1 or 2 more C4s because they took that top floor control so late, right? So yeah. I just feel like Elevate lost a bit of composure there in the mid-round.
You think that the Pulse player would be on site looking through? Because when you're on Pulse on that particular Dining Bomb site, you can see not only the obvious one is, Master and Stat, you can look above you. You can also see any player's laundry. You can see any players outside or perhaps on the stairs on Pantry. So you can really get so much information, call the push for your team. Sapper instead was in a roaming position. Didn't have as much information for Elevate because of it. My question is who's going to win this half? Because CAG came away with a 4-2 attack split on Clubhouse, and we saw how dominantly that led them to win the map. Elevate, in my mind, really need to go for 3, ideally 4 rounds on this defense.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think Elevate, they have the formula. They have the winning formula for these defense rounds, right? It's just that when they do make a mistake, Cyclops are so good at capitalizing on it. You know, it's just the nature of this attack. It's very tough going into the way that Elevate play the defenses, which is a lot more loose typically. So Elevate, I think, struggling to find the way to dial things back in. It's not characteristic of them, right? So this must be very out of their shell to be playing like this, but they've done it very successfully for 2 rounds, right? Able to find the pick and hold on to the power positions that they've got. So I think if they can replicate that same philosophy again, not give away anything, they will come away with the round win, which is what we found in the previous 4 rounds here. So now Cyclops starting to entry through the map there. They've already got 2 players poised in Living and around Kitchen, anticipating that some roamers might be playing around here or looking for a pick or something like that. And it's also the 2 grenade players, so they are able to look for vertical grenades here as well onto the anchor positions.
A bomb has been located.
Ooh, I like that. Drone up 90, nice and easy. I wonder if there was info on a player in stat or whether that was just a blind lucky nade. Anderton does actually finish off DCH, so that was it. That was the pinch between the nade and the player on the window. Elevate once again find themselves at an early man disadvantage.
Great teamwork coming out for Cyclops as well. But it's not every day that you see a nade into a pinch like that. That was quite well played, and Anderton able to capitalize on the positioning of his teammate. But now on the master balcony, he is being contested by Mark on the main stairs. So each position is being held by an Elevate player here. Sapper holding onto Long, Onigiri contesting into Skull with Mr. Punch on for a potential flank. 30 seconds left. Cyclops are going to have to find another pick, and they have to worry about Mr. Punch here in the execute as well.
Ayagator. Oh, the timing. Oh no, the knife, the misclick, Mr. Punch does land the shot, but it's not enough to get the kill. Ayagator may not have any Thinker boosts left to revive himself, and that's going to burn so much time. Onigiri now. In the midst of the smoke, he may well win this round for Elevate. CAG. Oh my god, the triple kill for Onigiri. Ayagator, the last man standing, but it is not going to happen. Elevate, oh my god, in that late round, they turned it up, and Cyclops did not have enough time to get it across the line.
That was well played again from Elevate, finding the right timings there, again, on the execute. They realized, okay, yeah, same kind of philosophy. Cyclops, they're going to take a while to get into this bomb site. We'll wait it out, wait for the 30 seconds when the comms are probably a little frantic for Cyclops. They're not watching the flank. They've got our back turned to us. Now let's go for the peaks. Someone's got a grenade in their hand. Quick, peek them. That's the finding the timing on the utility, which is where Onigiri able to find 2 picks there of Cyclops players trying to rush into the bomb site with the utility in their hands. So Elevate, they have the game sense to be able to beat Cyclops, and again, they're not losing out an early pick to something like running across a cutoff, or like going someone on a rappel that finds a random pick through a line of sight or something like that. They have the winning formula. They know what to do. It's just about whether they can stop themselves from making silly mistakes like that.
And imagine how much easier this game would be for Elevate if they could win some more of these opening engagements. Of the 14 rounds so far in this series, Cyclops have found the opening pick in 11 rounds to Elevate's 3. That is such a distinction between these two teams. Cyclops are owning the early rounds, and Elevate are constantly under pressure because of it. I can't really think of a single Elevate round where it looks like they've been pretty much shot and booked in to round win the whole round through. Like, it's just always comes down to the last few moments. Cyclops quite the contrast, to be honest.
Yeah, I think these teams are actually reading into each other quite well. Like, this is not the type of Elevate that we normally see in APAC South, in my opinion, at least. This is quite uncharacteristic of them to be able to play like this, but I'm quite impressed with the way that Elevate are able to adapt to the way that Cyclops have been playing. And Cyclops, they're still bringing the same philosophy into each round. Maybe they need to speed it up. Maybe they need to make this play happen a little quicker if they want to put these Elevate players under a little bit more pressure. So now we see Cyclops looking for a more direct take into the bomb site. Here they're outside Master. They have 3 players stacked outside there, and maybe start to get the wall open, see if they can choke out the anchors first before looking for that roam clear. Black Ray also on the rappel, trying to contribute to this same push as well. So different approach here coming out from Cyclops. This is not normally what we've seen in the previous rounds. Gatorada now also able to get his way into bathroom. So progress is being made on this push.
Oh, the timing is perfect for Gatorada! And he found the injure on the DCH as well. Unbeknownst to him, is a player down on the ground, effectively making this a 2 versus 5. Onigiri finds one. He is watching the window position. DCH finished off. Onigiri, should he land this shot, it might just be winnable for Elevate, but if not, this is looking very, very grim. Cyclops have an insanely powerful line of sight onto that master position. Mr. Punch has got to go big. Oh my god, the play is practically I-5 downstairs, and Cyclops can round out the half. 3-3 after that incredibly explosive round.
Oh dear, Cyclops. That was a very classic little line of the sight, and 2 anchors run past the line of sight, not realizing that it's there. That's just this same kind of mistakes that Elevate have been falling to over and over and over again. It's what's lost them rounds pretty much every time they've lost a round, is losing to a line of sight that they didn't know. Losing to someone playing a cutoff on the roamers. Onigiri, he actually ran past the connector window 3 or 4 times.
I can't believe he didn't die.
And I can't believe he didn't die as well, but just, yeah, having to take gunfights of that kind of caliber onto your cutoff players just because you know that they're out to get you, and there's always a Cyclops player watching your angles. So yeah, very tough defense for Elevate, but eventually able to come out 3-3, which is a lot better than we saw on the Clubhouse, the first half of Clubhouse as well. So I don't mind that from Elevate. We'll have to see if they can replicate even better than that on their attack half.
Yeah, I gotta say, if you're anyone who's going to be playing Elevate in the near future, you probably want to be watching this game, because this really does feel like a textbook example.
The formula.
Yeah, this is the winning formula against Elevate. The way that Cyclops are playing, it's so well read, and they're making lives easy for themselves. They're not having to take these crazy 1v1s against Elevate. It's not like they're getting heads-up gunfights with Elevate, are they? You know, there's always, it's a guy peeking over an Osa shield or from a line of sight, like you said, that Elevate completely unaware of.
Or a combo with a grenade, something like that. It's always just a unique solution to the problem for Cyclops. It's never, let's just peek them. It's, let's peek them, but bring an advantage to us first. And I think that's just the proper way to play Siege, in my opinion. That's just really well played from them, and it shows why they're here.
Cyclops had a bit of a rough APAC North stage compared to some in the past. So it's great to see them redeeming themselves right here. Sapper, and who's that? DCH, repelling the same window, taking down Black Ray. Nice little 2v1. Black Ray had no idea what hit him.
Elevate looking like, with that pick, now they've said, okay, we can sweep across the map. This side of the map's probably free because they've fallen off. So let's just get our entries in and start taking map control. Onigiri now inside of Statue. So well played from Elevate to find that entry pick, but now being contested by AA Gator and 90 as well. Cyclops never make it easy for Elevate.
No, they can't. Couldn't possibly do that. AA Gator's got to hold on to this angle for just a bit longer as well. Never going to give them a chance. Eventually does fall back here, but a Vulcan canister has been rotated to this position. Gatorada deciding where he wants to put it.
Bomb located by attack.
Still, Elevate don't have any pressure on Study side yet, but they have taken master control.
This is a good first step here for the Elevate push, now contesting out that Vault power position. So Vault won't be available to Anaton to sit in. Oh wow, this is some intel onto bottom red. Ooh, so now they know that Elevate are actually playing below, right? So, oh no, AA Gator's just found a pick as well, trading from Onigiri. So yeah, now they're starting to play vertical. Anaton's finding a third. What is going on in this round? This feels so disconnected between the two halves of the push.
And it leaves the teams in a 3v3. Anaton has now retaken 90 control, and I believe that's the diffuser downstairs as well. Elevate have 45 seconds to try and step up, recompose, On the back of that adrenal surge, they will attempt to do just that. 90 has a full breach DCH can use, but Aegator is watching oh so intently. A nade comes through, doesn't find Aegator. He's on for the peak with the DMR. Packs a serious punch. Just doesn't get the player on the other side. It is Mr. Punch with the L85 looking for this fight. 20 seconds now, and Cyclops, they're really unsure where this push is going to go down. Miss Punch finds the first hit. And now with the nade going in, Aegator needs to do it big here. Finds the first and a double. It is Aegator to get in the game. And Gatorada to finish it off. What was that? Cyclops. Another good defense. Chaotic as always.
That was so cool from Anaton. I think because the rotate hole was involved rather than a line of sight, he used that to be able to play against the attackers instead. Typically, when you're on the attack and you attack Villa, you just make it a line of sight into Vault if it's not going to be one of your entries for that exact purpose, because if it is a Vault, now you have to have a gun up watching it, right? Elevate, they dedicated so many players below trying to play vertical nades or trying to come up main stairs or whatever they were trying to do, that they didn't have enough guns to watch Vault. And there we go. That's their 2 players in 90 gone, dismantling their attacks. So Elevate feels like they're sort of cutting corners here. They're making small mistakes that Cyclops are able to capitalize on. And that's just, I suppose, yeah, what Cyclops are just so good at doing. It's capitalizing on mistakes, whether it's on the defense or on the attack. It's the story of this game.
And in the context of the wider series, this is Elevate's map pick, and Cyclops won map 1 pretty convincingly. So Elevate really can't allow CIG to run over them here in map 2, because that will be the series done. That will be Cyclops going up to play that qualification match against Dumwonkia tomorrow, which could lead Cyclops to a major spot, or at least one thing's for sure, one step closer. The loser of this match goes down to the lower bracket, where they only have one chance less, one life in the playoffs. And we've talked about this before. Every team in these playoffs are strong teams. There is no team that Elevate and Cyclops will be going down in the lower bracket thinking, yeah, no, that's easy. We'll take out them. You know, you're talking about Sandbox and Knights. So this match is oh so important for determining the fates of these teams up to the major.
Yeah, I think you make such a good point. APAC is so competitive. All these teams are so closely matched, even though they have such different playstyles, such different philosophies, that you don't want to be playing in the lower bracket at all. That would be horrible for Elevate if they were to lose this match. So it's now mission critical that they start to bring these attacks on the board. Elevate now having to attack Trophy and Statuary, going for quite a similar approach to Cyclops, actually a more direct attack. Onigiri now getting early control of Bathroom, playing in the spot that's not C4able from below. So well played here from Elevate to get early control. Gatorada still looming down below with a C4 though, so they'll have to be a bit more careful.
It looks like Elevator just going for the straight head-on push. Master only, not faffing about too much with map control. Wow, almost an excellent nade there. Anaton, you mentioned C4ing below, potentially Anaton might go for that. Gatorada's got a C4. Anaton, I don't know whether he's pre-placed that or it's actually been blown. I didn't manage to see it.
There we go.
What is the timing? What is the timing on that, Annie? I don't know how you do it. Onigiri has gone down. Black Ray, that's the other C4 player. No, it's not. Black Ray has been gone, taken down. Gatorada's still roaming below, and he still has that C4 that we were talking about.
Elevate now realizing that they've missed a crucial step in this attack, and that is to make sure there are no C4s below. So now sending DCH down below, trying to put pressure on Gatorada so that his teammates can safely get into Master. Now we'll have to see, Elevate, can they get these walls open? Can they play? Can they start to choke out these anchors? Because otherwise it's going to be a Cyclops round. They'll have to flood through some funnel, and they'll have to funnel through some choke points, and it'll be very tough for Elevate.
Gatorada's just gone down the stairs. Worried about his own flank, but he may well become the flanker onto DCH and Sapper before too long, as they're spotted out on cameras, I believe. DCH goes down the stairs, Gatorada gets him, and then falls back, goes towards red. Sapper finds Anaton in the meanwhile, and that is Elevate's cue to just go. Suzu gets the down, but not out. Onto Sapper. It is a 2 versus 2, and Gatorada has a C4, primed and ready for the default plant position. But the read is wrong. That's not where the diffuser is going down. And it is indeed planted now. Mark and Mr. Punch to try and cover. with Gatorada and Suzu up red stairs, on for this retake. Gatorada watching the right angle, but I don't think he's going to get a fight here. He is all alone with 2 players to find, holding a very strong crossfire. Even the best players in APAC would struggle to win this, and Mark is there. Elevate. I mean, it's just blow for blow, and yet they just barely come on top of this round.
Really well played there from Elevate to be able to find the control into Astro. The linchpin of that kind of direct attack is essentially getting Astro control, right? Because you have to get the wall open to try and choke out the defense. But then the next power position, the next room over from the attackers is to get into Astro, right? And that's your secondary crossfire onto the anchors, because you're one from the wall on the breach and the other one sort of adjacent to it from Astro. So it's very important to get control there, but it's often a choke point as well. Sometimes you see a shield there. There we saw actually a C4 that was pre-placed, so it was well played by Elevate to play 2 or 3 players refragging in to eventually choke out Cyclops. We actually saw Suzu have to fall off into the red hallway, so well played from Elevate. That's often a very unconventional attack. We don't see something like that, but now forcing Cyclops to change their philosophy, try a different bomb site, and now going down to dining and kitchen, bringing along a load of C4s and extending out into living as well. So we'll see if Elevate can replicate that success on this bomb site.
I gotta say, this is really such a close game. It feels like every single round Elevate plays, it comes down to a 1v1, a 2v2, all these really tight margins. And yet, sometimes with Cyclops on their attack particularly, they can muster up some incredibly dominant rounds. We've seen 2 flawlesses in the first half of this map. Elevate, they're a lot harder to have faith in. I'm saying this as one of the APAC Southcasters, bit of bias in there, you know, got a soft spot for Onigiri and for Elevate, but like, it really does feel like Cyclops has been in command of this whole series, not just map 1.
Gatorada, what is that?
That is a rat corner.
That is a rat corner, that is not the bathtub. I haven't seen that one before.
Let's see, Mr. Punch, does he drone him? He drones the bathtub.
He droned the bathtub.
I
think he saw him. Yeah.
100%.
Okay, he saw him. Gatorada, it's time to get out. Oh no.
Do not overstay your welcome.
Oh no, Gatorada. Gatorada now stuck in the walk-in closet. He has been drowned out twice now by Mr. Punch, so a second drone there just coming around bricks to go and check him out. Oh no, this is not looking so good for Gatorada.
Oh my god. He's shot so many drones
no.
though. He's going 11 and 4.
He escaped.
Elevate do not want to peek him, and yeah, he just gets out with his life. And perhaps Elevate is so distracted that they forget that there's another player there, and Sapper goes down thanks to Black Ray's own roaming performance.
Oh dear, Elevate. I'm not sure what exactly the plan is for here, what they're trying to commit to. Seems like they're just going straight into laundry, but they can't clear off the electrification off the wall. Meanwhile, they have a player on the top floor loitering there by himself. It just feels like this push is not so connected for Elevate. DCH now trying to get control of Living Library, anticipating that's where the roamers will fall off to or where they'll be playing. So Elevate looking pretty disconnected in this round so far.
Oh, and a great shot from Gatorada, continuing his spree, 3.0 KD. Finally, Onigiri finds one, but it's going to be so difficult.
This is the bomb site.
To make this work. Yes, this is the bomb site. As Onigiri has certainly noticed, a nade goes off, Anaton feeling the pressure. A 2v4, but Elevate have some presence on this site. That's a very dangerous spot to drone Onigiri, but he's now in a 1 versus 3 after Black Ray's found a triple kill. Onigiri is certainly capable of winning this 1 versus 2 situation, as Gatorada and Black Ray try to regroup.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Gatorada and Black Ray now having to be very careful trying to play the post plant here into Onigiri. They can't quite find him through the vertical as well, so they'll have to play the trades if they want to clear Onigiri here. He's just played this very sneakily, actually, to perfection, but now Gatorada, Black Ray, they're willing to double up here, try and look for the pick onto Onigiri. If they can't take the 1v1, they're going to take the 2v1.
And he's going to... Oh my god! Black Ray! What a shot! I was about to call that Onigiri won that fight, but Black Ray manages a 4K on the round. And the win for Cyclops on the round as well. That is, once again, the Japanese team taking the lead. And they're just so convincing. They're so dominant. And they are playing out of their minds right now. It's been a while, a serious while, since we've seen Cyclops play just this good. in APAC North, they've been good, but
Yeah.
not perfect, right?
Mm.
Like they have come in here as not the top seed team.
I was going to comment that this breed of Siege that we can see Cyclops playing is quite different to what we usually see. It's quite different to what Elevate would normally see, right? They're in that 2v1. Even though it was a 2v1 and a post plant, they didn't surround the diffuser or throw away their life trying to take like a 1v1 or just holding like a tight angle or something like that, right? They're careful and they're cautious about everything. They look so dominant, but they're still very, very careful, right? It's something that's quite unusual and like uncharacteristic here in APAC. So I'm very fascinated by the way that Cyclops are playing this game. I don't think we normally see teamwork of this caliber in particular as well, and everyone being on the same page in terms of philosophy. We don't see someone throwing their life away, right? All of Cyclops are disciplined. They're all disciplined players, and aside from Black Ray here roaming out, and was actually on the cutoff before, completely disproving my point, but aside from that, yeah, all of Cyclops, they're so disciplined, and they make the teamwork work so well because they're all on the same page like that, right? So it's quite exciting to watch.
Cyclops are disciplined. They're also patient,
Yeah.
even in their aggression. You think about how many times, who was it, Gatarada was droned out last round as the bandit in these aggressive positions in Master. Every time he got droned out, he's like, all right, I'm going to shoot that drone. I'm going to go sit somewhere else. I'm not going to overpeak. I'm not going to desperately try my hardest to get a kill because it doesn't matter. It's all about the time delay, and Cyclops understand the win conditions of this match so very well. They know exactly what buttons they have to push to get in Elevate's head. And they've done that all series long. They're now only one round away from series point.
Elevate now having to reattempt an attack onto Aviator and Games. It seems like a fairly disconnected push again. Mark starting out on the main stairs around 90, while the rest of the team sweeps across the map. Thankfully given to them mostly freely, aside from Black Ray loitering around in a living room library here. So well read from Elevate. 2 minutes-ish left to go in the round as well. It's time to start getting those walls open, start looking for 90 control, and just, oh my gosh, that's a shield with an Aruni gate and loads of things that they need to clear here as well. So that's the next step of the round for them.
Oh, that nade does not get Gatarada, not quite cooked just enough.
Oh,
Black Ray's on for a roam as well. Feels that pressure. Does he go for the repush here? Once again, slips back into the darkness of this roam. And yeah, there is certainly a lot of setup that Elevate have to deal with on these sites. Is that a line of sight or a rotate on 90? I wonder. You talked about this so much before. Which one is better? Do Elevate have to hard watch it if they open a full rotate? But to be honest, they don't have a lot of opportunities to get into sight.
I just want to say, I think A-Gate is hiding in the corner of Skull and hasn't been droned out yet as well. So, yeah, oh dear, oh no. This is not looking so good for Elevate. 55 seconds left to go for them, and 3 drones left on the board as well. So it's time to start getting those late game drones in, figuring out what the execute's going to be. It looks like they're all stacking up on long as well. So,
God.
oh dear.
But they're going to have to make this execute count. They do manage to get 2 players into the site now. Onigiri finds one, denies the bulletproof camera, and now it's a 1v4. Alligator was hiding in Skull just moments ago. Now he's got a retake. Hello. Takes down 1 player, Mr. Punch. That is the information now for Elevate. And a chance to bring it to 5-5. One step closer to match point and pushing us to map number 3. Alligator surely not going to win this one. I mean, Cyclops looked pretty good, but it was all about that flood in from Elevate. Even when you don't have a good plan, committing to a bad plan and doing it well is a better option. And that's exactly what we saw from Elevate. I think this one's going to work. 13 seconds. He's just baiting for picks at this point.
Very tough post plant here for A-Gator to come back from, but I feel like that execute was very characteristic of Elevate. When all goes wrong, let's just flood the site together. Let's just play the trades because that's what we know to do best. These guys don't play like Cyclops where, okay, let's make sure we have walls open so we can choke out things. They go, nope, these things don't work. Let's just all come in together, be on the same page and play the trades and like just put up our guns really, because that's what Elevate do best. So yeah. I
think it's both a strength and a weakness. Like on one side, you got Cyclops who have some amazing strategies and plans coming into these rounds. You know what we saw with Ossa, for example. They come into these rounds with a really clear idea of what step by step what they're going to be doing, and where they're going to execute, and how they're going to win the round. But as soon as you throw a spanner in the works, they start to break down a little bit. They can't adapt as much in the mid-round. Elevate, if their plan goes down the toilet, they're like, look guys, let's just walk up the hallway and see if we can walk into site. Like, let's just give that a crack. You know, if we lose, we lose, whatever. And they won. Look at that. They win a couple of 1v1s, get a couple of trades, and that's the way that Elevate backed themselves in. Particularly on Aguirre, he's always been a player that's like, it's not over until my entire team is dead. And he will just walk in there, holding down right click, looking for heads.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the strength in Elevate, and I think because this is their map as well, they're feeling a little more comfortable. This is their home turf. This is what they picked, right? Cyclops, not as experienced on this map, and definitely the stats don't show that they're quite as good at Villa as they were at Clubhouse too. So Elevate, they will back themselves in to play those trades and to win out those gunfights. They know where to look. They know how to peek and take them. So it's very good from Elevate to be able to play this, and such a back and forth game. Two very different game philosophies coming out from these two teams, and just, yeah, I'm very excited to see the outcome. 5-5 now for Cyclops and Elevate. What will the outcome be?
Well, we could be very, very close to determining it, or we could be very, very far. There could be a map 3 here. If Elevate pulls through on this attack half, we go to map 3. We go to Chalet, and that's when all hell breaks loose. We've seen 2 very methodical, very strategic, heavy maps so far. And if we go to Chalet, it will be a frag fest. Elevate on this attack, though. It's Aviator Games. We've seen them just win on this bomb site, but there are a couple of different ingredients this time around. I'm thinking about the Ella. It's Black Ray. And those Grismont mines are going to be punishing any undroned aggression from Elevate. Certainly don't want to be concussed when you're trying to crouch walk up a hallway and get a flank off.
So Elevate here trying a slightly different approach to the bomb site instead. It seems like they're putting players in directly attacking the bomb site, with just Sapper playing sort of lurk kind of roam to look for another pick, assuming that Black Ray will roam, which he is. So well read from Elevate to look for a direct attack, and they also find the entry pick onto A Gator as well. So now having to work through the mid round, let's get these walls open, start contesting main stairs. This is the choke point for Elevate. This is what will test them in the round.
Onigiri found that pick by just walking into study and peeking top main. And that is the kind of thing that you'll see Elevate doing. Immediately backs out, however. Nade through the floor, potential from Mr. Punch, doesn't land. Oh, Black Ray wants to go for this long-range pistol headshot. It does absolutely nothing. You hit the body there, you get, what, 5 points of damage if you're lucky. You hit the head, and that's a player down. And Cyclops are already a player down, so they need every advantage they can get. That helps from Anderson and Black Ray! Oh my god! Good night on Aguirre. It's a 2v4 now for Elevate, and Cyclops are so close to series point.
Anderson able to secure those main stairs. Like I said, that was the choke point in this attack, right? They have to clear out the top main stairs. Mark now able to make the entry, but it's a 1 versus 3 for Sapper. It's going to be very tough for him to win this out. But yes, Anderson with Walmai able to play that power position to perfection. Just so well played and able to win out the round here for Cyclops, essentially.
That's it. Top main stairs is so powerful. And when you have a player like Anderson on it, and he steps up for some impact frags, that's when you know that Cyclops are absolutely running with the ball. Sapper can't count himself out. He has to give this a crack. There are no second chances here. He has to go for the 1v3, but he's walking into a dead 3-way crossfire, and there is no way he gets out of that alive. It's going to be match point, series point for the Japanese team here. On Villa, they might be able to do away with Elevate and to send them down to the lower bracket and book their ticket to a match with Damwon Kia tomorrow. One more round is all Cyclops need, and then they'll just be a single best of 3 away from the 6 major.
Cyclops now actually taking their tactical timeout. They really want to secure this 1 round here. They know the winning formula, so I suppose this tactical timeout is just making sure they stay composed. Don't get too overexcited. Don't get too overconfident. We can win this series right here, right now. Let's not throw away our lives and make sure that we play the formula that we know how to play. For Elevate, I just feel like we praised them so much in the previous round for that flood working out so well for them. But in this particular round, brute force doesn't always give you results. It won't always give you success. It's a bit of a coin flip, right? There, instead of using the utility to try and nade out top main, instead of trying to use flashbangs or anything of the sort like that, right? They played 2 or 3 players just walking up the main stairs hoping to find the pick. That's not always going to work out for you. That's not a consistent formula, right? Whereas using your utility is more consistent.
And that's long-standing been a critique of Elevate, hasn't it? The fact that, look, these guys has some serious skill, particularly when it comes to individual fragging ability, game sense, but you need consistency, and you can't always rely on a strategy that's not util based. Like you can't just rely on walking up and trying to win your ones, because even if you are better than the opposition, you're not going to win them 100% of the time, are you? Whereas a strategy that involves throwing those flashes, throwing those nades, clearing out power positions, that's so much more reliable, and something that Elevate don't quite do as well as a lot of other teams in APAC. And they've been punished for that. Now Cyclops have series point, and they go back to dining. We've seen them defend this before, and I mean, it was such a strong early round. Elevate only made it close because Onigiri managed to sneak into sight and turn it into a 1v2 with the plant down. And even then, Cyclops managed to retake. So everything is going for the Japanese team right now. Elevate have to hold on. They have no choice but to push overtime. Otherwise, they're in the lower bracket.
Critical now for Elevate to win out this defense on what should be actually a tertiary site for Cyclops, actually. So hopefully they are able to find this round win, and we can push overtime. So Elevate, what can you show for us? What's the approach going to be into this bomb site? Are you going to sweep across the map? It seems like they're all poised up, looking for a pick individually. We have Onigiri outside of Mudroom here. DCH and Sapper looking for living room control, while the other two teammates either work the top floor or work into laundry. So different parts of the map being worked on by different parts of the team, trying to look for that into the building. We'll see if Elevate can find it.
A lot of roamers downstairs to hunt down. Don't know if CAG are going to give Elevate the pick. Gator is holding a very, very tight angle onto Onigiri. Black Rays felt that pressure. It's a game of shooting drones and falling back. Already 3 have been taken out. The Elevate side. And CAG aren't really feeling too much pressure just yet. They start to peel back this horizontal roam on the defense. Elevate start to assume more aggressive positions inside the map.
I like this from Elevate.
Oh my god!
Oh no, Gator.
What a jump out from Gator. Is he even going to get traded? This is when Elevate spring into action to try and take him down. Mark is chasing him, but doesn't get there in time. Fortunately, Onigiri managed to get one. Gator feeling that pressure still with a warning flashbang tossed over. Says, hey, I know you're in there. Mark could find the headshot. Oh my god. You got to wonder for CAG here, is it just play passive and lock it in? Or are they going to keep on making plays?
I was actually just about to praise the position that Mr. Punch was in, because I thought, oh, because they've dialed back the lateral roam, that should be good. That should find you lots of picks, only for Gator to make a play like that. So point out the window now, and Elevate, they can start mounting for an execute. Now able to find another pick through the hatch as well. So it's looking like Kitchen has become much more available to Elevate.
And pick by pick, this is going to give Elevate a way back in. 45 seconds now between Cyclops and potentially going against Dumb1 in the upper bracket for a spot at the major. Elevate have to hold on. Mark on for the entry, but it's just him and Sapper left to try and clutch it against 3 Cyclops players. The diffuser is going down, and Sapper has no choice but to cover his teammate. The diffuser locked and loaded, and CAG have to retake. They've done it before, and they'll do it again, unless Sapper can make this 1v3 into a round win and overtime for Elevate. 1v2 now with the LMG in hand. He's got a hell of a lot of bullets, but he's got to land them. CAG taking their time, still 20 seconds, but they can't wait forever. The pinch is perfect! And Cyclops dismiss Elevate 2-0 on for the series.
Wow, an amazing retake here from Cyclops, playing it so carefully, loitering with Sapper, and just, that was an amazing pinch there. I'm so impressed by what Cyclops have shown us on Elevate's map pick of all things. An incredible 2-0 showing from them, an amazing game philosophy, and just, wow, such an enjoyable game to watch.
We know what they're capable of, but we never know if they're going to show up on the day. That is the Cyclops curse. It has always been. But today, they had Elevate's number. They showed the best of what they can offer. And they're going to play against Dumb1 for a spot at the major tomorrow. What a huge opportunity Cyclops have